Pathmonk is the intelligent tool for website lead generation. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathmonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50%. Add Pathmonk to your website in seconds. Let the AI do all the work and get access to 50% more qualified leads while you keep doing marketing and sales as usual. Check us on pathmonk.com. Welcome to today's episode. Let's give a welcome to Candace Byrnes from White Glove, lead design strategist there with them. How are you doing today, Candace?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. It's great to have you on with us today. And well, I'm sure, Candace, our listeners are tuning in, wondering what White Glove is all about. So let's kick it off with that. In your own words, tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that the easiest way to give just the most human approach of a pitch for White Glove would be that we do seminar marketing for financial advisors. So basically we are the whole team behind, the party planning. We get all the people to show up for educational events that the advisor would then walk into the room and all they have to do is present. And then that is in hopes that the people that are watching them are, getting that information from them, then can trust them and they become new clients.
Definitely. I mean, it's a huge role, right? Because like you mentioned, it's the setup, right? And if its setup is nice, the guests are there going in. Really, it's looking forward that they're more relaxed, willing to, see what it's all about. So awesome to hear that from you guys there at White Glove. So based on that then, what would you say then is that way our listeners to get a good understanding of White Glove? What is that key problems that you guys like to solve for clients then?
Yeah, I mean, so we work within the financial advisor industry fully. That's where we are. And in that, I mean, I've gone to conferences within that industry and interacting with these men and women. They have so much on their plate that they're dealing with every day that when you add marketing in or you want to just throw one financial workshop, it's so much. I mean, there's so much between venue planning and, outreach, creating social promos, creating email campaigns, all of it. I mean, there's so much more than even that. Creating your info for what you're going to present on, choosing your topic, what are your objectives that you're going to answer. So basically, White Glove is the person that takes all of that and does it for the financial advisor so that they can, in turn, just focus on their day-to-day tasks. They don't have to be stripped away from their job as an advisor advising clients, and instead we can kind of wear that marketing hat for them because, a lot of them, they operate their business as a small business owner almost. Even if you're within a practice or you work for an advisor, you still have to find your own clients. So whether or not you have support from your actual company, you still have to do outreach in some way. So having someone else or a third-party company put on that marketing hat for you and plan these events really takes away the time and effort and the try and fail that some of them have to go to when you try to do it on your own. So, we've paved the way so that they don't have to find all those failures and go through all of those mistakes and figure out the successes. We've figured it out for them, and we can make each event a success.
Definitely great to hear that. And I mean, you were talking about them, right? Vertical segment, your ideal ICP is financial advisors. Is that the ones that usually tend to go 100% with, or maybe is there another type of vertical that you guys are willing to try in the future for?
I know that in the past, but this is prior to me, we had done some work in the real estate industry, working with real estate agents. But I mean, honestly, for as long as I've been here, which I've been at White Glove for, a year and a half now. So in the time I've been here, there's really been no focus on that anymore. And not sometimes if you have it right in one direction, it can only get muddy when you start throwing yourself all over the place. So I think we found a really good space here within the industry, and we've become a very well-known name. So, it goes with that stick to what you know mentality.
Definitely. So say I'm a financial advisor, right? How would I usually find out about White Glove? Is there a top client acquisition channel for you guys there?
I think a lot of our awareness and reach comes from attending conferences. We do a lot of conference sponsorship of other industry events. Whether it be other advisory boards or advisory firms or other marketers and whatnot that are putting on conferences, and we'll go and have a booth and we kind of make ourselves known physically, like in the flesh, you might say. So we'll attend those events to get some awareness for ourselves there, and then also just through social media. We go hard on social media. We have our own podcast that we fully produce. I am one of the hosts of that as well. And then just we have a an amazing sales team that is constantly working with financial advisors and kind of going off of referrals from some of those advisors that they're already working with. So a lot of White Glove's reach, surprisingly, in my opinion, comes from word of mouth or truly seeing us in person at an event.
Definitely. Okay. Awesome to hear that. And well, then that way, our listeners who are tuned in could go ahead and visit you and check you guys out. They could always check you guys out at whiteglove.com. What role does the website then play for client acquisition?
Honestly, right now, our website's in a bit of a limbo area. We're reworking everything. We're going through a rebrand, but we could do a whole episode on all of that right now. So I would say that our website is more so specifically catered to wherever we're trying to send someone. So it's a lot of landing pages. We do a lot of webinars as well. That's actually something I should have said earlier. That's another place where people find out a lot about White Glove, is through webinars that we do with other marketers and other resource partners within the industry. So our website basically kind of throws people into, it honestly is used as just a realm to get somebody on the phone with one of our executive marketing consultants, which is anybody on our sales team.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Like that. Well, let's switch gears a little bit then, Candace, and let's talk about you as a leader. What are some key tasks you like to focus on your day-to-day work there?
My day-to-day at White Glove, I came in as just kind of a floater on our B2B marketing team, which was crazy. I was taking a jump and hoping that I could turn it into what I truly wanted, and I really did get to do that. I am such a creative at heart, so I love getting to kind of use a fail-forward mentality here, and I love to try new things. So we're not afraid to kind of get a little bit on the riskier side, or to give you some of our fun language that we use, is we call it our spicy scale of of marketing efforts. So that is a ton of fun. So I spend most of my time editing video. Like I had brought up the podcast before, we have the FAST podcast, which is Financial Advisor Strategy Talks, which is hosted by myself and one of the founders, Dean Thurman. And so I would say that most of my day-to-day is getting to, do all of that creative work, and then also strategizing with the sales team on what we can use. Like, what do we not have that could be created? Because truly the possibilities are endless. And if there's a piece of sales enablement that could be made that we don't have, we have the means to do it. So I love that sort of collaboration as well. So a lot of design and a lot of editing is happening on my end.
Definitely. And it sounds like you have a full plate there on your hands. So in your between times, then how do you like to stay up to date with all the news in the marketing world as far as trends, strategies? Is there a preferred channel that you like to go with?
It seems like a lame answer, but I love LinkedIn because I have so many great connections within not only just marketing, but in financial marketing. And it's really cool to see what everybody else is doing and staying up to date with seeing what some of our competitors are doing. I always tell people, you have to get over the fear of giving them an extra follow And you should follow your competitors, because if you're not seeing what they're doing, you're in the dark as far as what you are now behind on. And you want to always make sure that you are staying up and you're staying up in trends. So my biggest thing is learning off of where everyone else is going. And I don't want that to sound like copycat mentality. It's more so that you create ideas and you come up with new things based off of always trying to be like, wow, how could we do that but better? So I really would say that LinkedIn is just a place that I'm always, whenever I need a quick moment away from the big screen and I want to just take a brain pause, but still kind of stay in work mindset, I'll pull up LinkedIn and I like to just kind of scroll through and see what other people are talking about. I always kind of peek through when I get an ad for a new, AI component to automated marketing and stuff. I have to look. I have to see what's out there. You have to see what people are now doing with AI and how they're using it, and seeing, okay, is this something that we could now make our lives easier? You can't be afraid of it. You kind of have to lean in, I guess. So that's a whole nother conversation. But I think that it's important to stay up with it and watch how intelligent it gets, because there's a lot of stuff that if it can replace a certain part of your job, let it, so that you can then lean into the parts that make you irreplaceable.
That one. Okay, awesome. Great to hear that from you, Cadence. And well, let's jump into our next section then here, which is our rapid fire question rounds. Are you ready for them?
Let's go. More ready than I can be, I guess.
Perfect. First off then is if there be no boundaries in technology, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
If there was what? I'm sorry.
If there would be no boundaries in technology, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
Oh, geez, I think I would say, I'm trying to make it not so design and creative directed, because all of my answers kind of want to be spewed right towards like Adobe programs. But I think I would maybe, well, when it comes to marketing, I would base this answer more so on email. I think I wish that there was a way to get around having to secretly, like, how do I put this into words? A way to stop having to worry about email health when you genuinely are trying to send a valuable message to a group of people. Always having to think of, oh, we can't use these certain words, or we can't use this type of phrasing and not get flagged as spam, or, have it get bounced or put into people's junk mail. So I think that would be my thing. If I could remove the boundaries that we have that stop us from being able to invite people to events that are truly going on. They're not just sales emails. But at the same time, I know that probably protects my inbox from a lot of emails on the other end. So I do. That's a hard question. I like it. It makes me think. But I think that's the best one I could come up with.
Definitely. Great answer then. Well, lastly, Candace, what would be that one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
If I were to restart as a marketer today, I would definitely tell myself to just always keep looking at what other people are doing, and don't always feel like you have to reinvent the wheel. You can take inspiration from different areas, and it goes right back to how I said I like to stay up to date with things now. So it all kind of comes full circle, that I really would have told myself that from the beginning. I remember being told that by bosses when I had internships long ago, that just look at what other people are doing. But I had it so stuck in my head that I would come up with the new next best thing. And realistically, at this day and age in marketing, you're only doing a disservice to yourself if you're not just staying aware of what other people in the world and in the industry are doing. So that would be my bit of advice to myself.
Some great advice there, not just for yourself, but for our listeners. Thank you so much for that, Cadence. And well, we are coming to the end of the show here today, Cadence. But before I do end, I do want to give you the last word. Say someone forgets everything about the interview today. What is that one thing they should remember about White Glove?
Oh, that human connection is everything. And that's why we stand behind seminar marketing. You can send emails and do door knockers and cold call all day. Not to say that we don't do any of that, but human connection and networking and being there in person and meeting someone and showing who you are is the best way to gain new clients and new people to network with within your professional life and personal life. Really is just being yourself and putting yourself out in front of people and not being afraid to get out in person and show yourself. So human connection is everything.
Definitely. All right. Awesome. And to our listeners, you could always check them out at whiteglove.com. Done for advisors, marketing, all done, all in one. Cadence, thank you so much for being on with us. To our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm looking forward to our next episode at Pathmonk Presents. Thanks a lot, Cadence.
Thank you.